Dan, it's nice to be back, right? I know the last fight was a big one for you, but it's been a little bit of a break since then.
Yeah, it's been a nice solid 8 months since then. Going on that five fights in 18 months. That was a lot. I was really active, and it was nice to have a little time off to actually sit back and just grow as a fighter, grow physically, mentally, and improve on every aspect of my martial arts. And it's nice. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be back, and I'm in a happy place. I'm in a good place, and I'm excited to compete on Saturday.
And I know every fight is an experience that you can learn and grow and all that stuff from, but to actually have the main event, go the distance, all these different elements, like what does that really do for your development as a fighter?
Just experience, 25 minutes of cage time that no money can buy. I really feel, going into this fight, I'm definitely an experienced veteran. This is including all my amateur fights, and this is my 18th professional fight. That's 30 fights. This will be my 30th fight, my 30th walk to the octagon. So I think that's the key here. Just the experience I've gained over the years, and the last fight, obviously going 5 rounds was a good learning experience for me, and I'm definitely a better fighter than I was, and I'm excited to show that.
And to come off that, originally you were supposed to fight Ryan Hall, and now it's Gavin Tucker. Were you surprised that these were the matchups that they threw your way, considering the fight you just had as a main event against Cater?
Not really. Kind of everyone got matched up around the same time, and Ryan Hall was a guy that apparently nobody wanted to fight, so I was excited for that battle, and so I accepted it. And when he got injured, everyone else happened to be matched up at the time, but my goal was to compete March 13th, no matter who it was. Didn't matter if you're the last ranked guy or the champion. I was going to go in there and compete, and we got a game opponent ahead of us Saturday night, Gavin Tucker. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's a solid opponent. We're very similar in styles. He's almost a mirror of myself, so it's nice to actually fight someone my stature. I don't have to fight this 6'5" giant for once, but yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun fight for the fans.
And you kind of just said a little bit there about Gavin's style. Is it fair to say that the preparation was a little bit easier in that sense compared to Ryan, just the complicities that he brings to the table?
A little bit. And, to be honest, I try not to focus too much on my opponent's game. I feel like a lot of people made that mistake with Hall. They brought in all these guys and tried to learn leg locks in 8 weeks. Like, you just don't learn leg locks in 8 weeks, and that's something you have to develop over time and time and time. And I've always, tried to improve that aspect of the game, because you never know when you're going to face a specialist like Hall. But obviously going against someone like Gavin, that's a funner fight. It's a fun fight for the fans. I was excited for the Hall fight just to go out there and figure out the Rubik's Cube, and but we have a different Rubik's Cube ahead of us, and I'm gonna solve the puzzle and get it done.
And I think a lot of people touting this one, fight of the night potential, all that kind of stuff. Is that something you're embracing, or do you want to go out there and have a much more clean, performance of the night type of effort?
We're looking for clean kills here. Obviously a fight of the night is great, and extra 50,000 is great. I prefer the performance of the night. I think that speaks highly, and not taking anything away from Gavin, and no disrespect to Gavin, but I'm going to go in there and, do what I do, and I expect to come out with a clean kill.
And if you're able to do that, what do you think that sets you up for kind of in the coming year? I mean, obviously it'll be a nice way to rebound from the loss. You were on a nice streak before then. Does that kind of put you back in that position you were going into the Cater fight, do you think?
I think so. When I earned the Cater fight, everything. I went on a 6-fight winning streak to earn that main event spot, and it all started with the win. And I lost in my UFC debut, but I came back on a tear, and here I am again. I lost another decision, but that doesn't take away from the fighter that I am, and I expect to come back and do the same thing. And that's just the sport we're in. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We're all not Khabib. unfortunately. But, here I am, a few days away from the fight, and I'm excited to return to competition.
Were you surprised that after Ryan had to pull out of the fight, he then called out Jeremy Stephens?
See, that's what got me a little upset. And he
Pretty unique, right? I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, he messaged me when he got injured. He said, "Hey man, can you push the fight back to late April, early May?" And I don't know if you guys know, but I have a kid. My wife's about to give birth any day now, any week now. So for me to fight on this day is very important to me. I didn't want to move the date because this is my first child. I don't know what my life's going to be like after. And I'm sure it'll be hectic for the first few months, but it's definitely given me an added extra motivation. But yeah, back to your question, he said that, and that, I don't know, that ticked me off a little bit. And I did post something on Twitter. Like, I just posted 2 articles side by side and put it like the emoji like this. And he messaged me saying I was being, what'd he say? He said I wasn't being honest. And I said, what do you mean I'm not being honest? It's speculation, but to go and talk to the media and then ask for the guy who's ranked above me the month later, like, dude, you need to slow your roll and you're going to fight whoever the UFC gives you. You don't pick and choose here. I'm a martial artist. I'm going to fight whoever they tell me to fight. I know this is the game, and everyone, I'm a ranked guy. I only want to fight the guy above me. I don't want to risk my position. Here I am. I'm number 9 in the world, but I'm risking my position against someone who's not ranked. So, but I'm not out there complaining, say, I'm not going to fight this guy because he doesn't have a number next to his name. Gavin's a tough, solid kid. He's earned his shot. I want to give him that shot, but that's not taking any away from the fight. So I don't know. It got me a little fired up. And then I announced, obviously Ryan tried to save the fight, but, at the end of the day, like, come on, don't talk to the media right after you got injured. When you come back, you're going to fight whoever you're going to fight.
I understand that. But, I mean, back to the big news. So congratulations on the kid, man.
Thank you.
So
Thanks.
when you said that your wife could give birth any day now, are we talking like you might walk out on Saturday night of the cage and have a surprise waiting for you, or how close are we?
Honestly, you never know. She's 36 weeks. That's full term. That would be crazy, right? If I don't know, go out.
You're telling her not to watch in case she gets too excited?
Yeah, no, I know. She's going to watch it, but she's pretty level-headed and doesn't get too nervous when I fight. But, yeah, anything can happen. I could have a child Saturday night when I come home, but if not, I hope he stays in there a couple weeks longer.
You said this is your first kid?
Yeah, first kid.
How nervous are you?
I'm just excited, man. I've always wanted kids. I'm embracing every moment. I'm happy, and I'm excited to be a dad. And when I am a dad, these featherweights really better watch out because Daddy Ige is coming.
Congrats, man.
He kind of touched on it there. Is the childbirth a nice distraction from a typical fight week, because it maybe gives you motivation, but also gives you something to think outside of just the typical grind of training?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm taking it all as a positive. It's funny because I come home sometimes beat up, tired from training, and I wanna complain, but then I come home and I'm the servant. I'm the servant to my wife. Usually she's the one cooking my meals, but here I am cooking dinner or watching birth videos or whatever and doing birth classes. But it's definitely been a good distraction, because when you're 24/7 caught up in the fight and the grind, it can be mentally taxing. So for me, it's just been all positive. I'm in a good place mentally, spiritually, physically, and I'm happy. And a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Has any of the birthing, breathing techniques helped you out in your training camp this
We got the J breath, so it's I practice with her. We do some, I don't know, there's a bunch of breathing techniques, but
That's awesome. You mentioned the loss, the last time you went in there, and how things had improved. It went, I believe it was 5 rounds or whatever. What was the biggest things that you took away from that? Was it the cardio that you understood that your cardio could be pushed further? Was it the mentality of being able to go through it all? I mean, what was the biggest takeaway that you took from that loss?
Yeah, the 5, honestly, looking back at it, I don't think there's any difference between 3 rounds and 5 rounds. It's definitely a mental mindset. And I had 4 weeks to prepare for that bout. So in my mind, going into that, I was like, I don't know how my cardio is going to hold up. I'm always in good shape. I'm always training year round. But mentally just accepting like, hey, I'm going to go hard for 25 minutes instead of 15 minutes. I think I held back a little because I never went back to the stool once where I was like out of breath or tired. Even after the fight or going into the 5th round, like I still had, gas in the tank. I could talk. I did an interview right after. I didn't feel tired. I got beat up, but it was nice to feel that for once. And definitely the next time I get an opportunity, I know 100% I can do it. And but it's also nice to fight 3 rounds, 15 minutes. I think you could do anything in life for 15 minutes. So I plan to go out and put a pace for 15 minutes.
And you mentioned the word Rubik's Cube out there. And how you had a new Rubik's Cube in front of you. What is the most exciting aspect of going into another fight for you? Do you enjoy the preparation? Do you enjoy the game planning? What really excites you the most when you get this new Rubik's Cube every time?
As a kid, I could never figure out the Rubik's Cube, so I dismantle and I take the stickers off and I put it together. So that's what I'm going to do.
That's awesome. And just quickly, just a couple more, and you talked about him a little bit, but break down your opponent for me. Where's Gavin the most dangerous, and what sort of things are you preparing for him to bring out there in the octagon?
I think Gavin is a very intelligent, analytical fighter. He's he is a tough, scrappy dude, but he's a thinker. And he gets emotional too. Sometimes when he gets hit, he'll punch himself on the chin. Like, he's an emotional fighter, and I plan to use that to his disadvantage. I try to go out there and fight with no emotion. I'm completely in the moment, and but his strengths, he's good everywhere. I think he's very well rounded. He's he's a southpaw, crafty southpaw. He's got good kicks, good striking, good I feel like his judo is a little underestimated. He has a good judo base. Obviously a black belt under Renzo Gracie, highly respected. Man, I'm just excited to put everything to the test and test myself against someone like Gavin, who is hungry, who is coming up, who has an opportunity ahead of him to break into the top 10 of the world. And that just brings the best out of me. So, Gavin's a solid opponent, and I can't wait to test him against, Saturday night.
And lastly, putting the lens back upon yourself, what things really need to work for yourself to make sure that you can ensure that you get your hands raised at the end of the night?
Just staying composed, vicious, tenacity. It's controlled aggression. I can't go in there and be over-aggressive. I can't be too relaxed. You watched the main event this past Saturday night with Adesanya, and he was really getting John to bite on his feints, but he was almost too patient, and he fell short in the fight. But sometimes also we hurt a guy and we have to jump on the guy right away, but then we're over exaggerated and trying to get the finish and trying to get the kill. I think now I've really just, my poise, everything's just going to pay off. I feel like very calm, relaxed in the moment. I'm going to see everything, and I have to just go out there and put a controlled pressure. And when I'm in there, I can't give the guy any respect. I have to go in there and focus 100% on what I'm going to do and, not give this guy any respect.
Best of luck on Saturday. Congrats on the kid. I'm looking forward to a daddy gay out there.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Dan, just one more for you.
Yeah, no.
I know how close you are with your coach, Eric Nixick. To see him get his first UFC title as a cornerman, the way it went down on Saturday, just what was your thoughts on all that and the end of that fight and everything?
Yeah, it's an unfortunate way to win. If I know Aljo didn't want to win like that, I wouldn't want to win a world title like that. But at the end of the day, there's rules in this sport, and I'm happy. I'm happy for Aljamain, and he's going to get a chance to redeem himself and, you know, put on a rematch for the fans. And I think you'll see an even better Aljo because he's actually gone out there and faced the opponent he was preparing for, not ever having. What's up, brother? How are you? Sorry. What's in the bag? Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. I don't remember what I was saying.
No, you're good. I think you're just kind of saying no fighter would want to win like that, especially.
Oh yeah. So, like I said, he's felt Peter Yan. I've in my past in my career I've fought the same opponent twice, and I've won both times. But having felt your opponent before and going in a second time just gives you a little extra fuel. Like, okay, now I know this guy's really tough. I knew he was tough before, but this guy's really tough. So it's just going to help him elevate to a higher level. And I'm excited for him. I know it sucks, getting a lot of backlash from fans, media. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but he just has to ignore the naysayers. And at the end of the day, you're a world champion. And but he will get a chance to redeem himself. Thanks, guys.